Today I'm going to take you on a little journey on how I prep to go fishing. If you want to check out the first part in this series about using an avionics boating app, you can click on the link up here. Otherwise, I'm going to just show you how I do a little bit of tackle and rigging, the baits we use, the chum we use, the type of chum cage and rings, floating rings, etc. that we use when we go out yellowtail fishing. Just a weekend fisherman, work through the week. I try to plan, my outing so I have some success. So let me show you a little bit about how we rig and some of the equipment we use, and hopefully you enjoy. Stick around, here we go. Welcome aboard, let's go fishing. We're gonna try this new chum cage. I got I have two 16-ounce sinkers in the bottom there, so that'll help take it down because chum will float. So let me see if I can get this done. It just has a little hook thing here. Got this at the Yellowtail Bait House in Key Largo. It's kind of cool. It said it was US made and veteran owned, so that's kind of cool. We'll stick this in there, hopefully, without falling overboard. Pretty flat today, not too terrible. Let's see if I can get this done. Look at that, just goes in there. Looks like it's gonna work. Hook this down here and we're ready to go. So the idea is we run this pretty much to the bottom, 21.5 foot. Pull it up a few feet, and then in theory, put this midship on the boat. Get a good bowline knot. Let's see. That's probably 4, 8, 12. So probably somewhere about right there. Let's give her a shot. Okay. I think we hit bottom. So we'll tie this up. Pull it up a little bit, tie it to the cleat, and see what happens. Hopefully this thing works. Hopefully it brings us up a bunch of fish. And as what I understand, once you start getting fish around it, then you just start lifting it up 4 or 5 feet at a time, and the fish will be right here, ready for me to catch. So we'll see. All right, here we go. We're gonna try this with this camera in here. Since I'm sending the camera, I want to send it with chum so we can see what it's seeing. Alright, hopefully we video some really cool stuff that we might be scared to ever come back after we see what this thing catches. So I put an underwater camera on my chum cage and lowered it in about 60 foot and 100 foot of water, and you can see immediately it attracted fish. The chum works great. There was a big shark, and we just left it in there, kept bringing it up about 10 foot at a time to help with our fishing. So it definitely helps. Pretty awesome device. I like the cages, plus it keeps your boat cleaner than the floating rings, just saying. So hopefully that was helpful. So that was a summary of the cage for your chum. Next we have the floating ring with the typical mesh bag, and let's get into that right now. All right, the old bowline. Good knot for this kind of stuff. Do a few half hitches for good measure. And then I always, on this end of things like this, I always do a figure 8 knot. I'll do a figure 8 knot. That's a good knot for a cleat. Looks like figure 8, imagine that. Couple half hitches for good measure on this. I always put boxing all in and then pop it out. There you have it. The other thing we like to do is throw some oats in the water. We throw them dry, sometimes wet. We had a little bit of old chum and mixed in with this. So my buddies just kind of chumming the water. They seem to love it. It's worth a try. Okay. Let's get on them with this little more weight. Maybe I can get back where the fat ones are sitting.
There was a hit.
He's on. Fish on.
Ooh,
maybe that might. It's hard to tell on that little rig. Look at that. Doesn't that look juicy? I'd eat that if I was a fish. Got away. Catch and release right at the boat. Alright, I should be able to get back farther. Let's see if it works. Oh yeah, got some distance. We're gonna have to put more chum in though. Is yours still full? Oh yeah, yeah. This one's way better, I think. He's staying down. I don't know. Weapon of choice. I'm thinking small hook. I've got like a very small hook on this pole, and just got these on Amazon. They're pretty cool. They're a see if I can get it in the camera. They're a weighted swivel, so they swivel and they're weighted. Probably, I don't know, half an ounce, something like that. Went to the Yellow Bait house. They had really nice size Silversides for change. Just gonna get him through the nose here. What do you think? I think that'll work. Man, there's a lot of yellowtail there. Look at all them. You guys see those? On something. First cast. Just saying. Go out there in the back a little bit. Alright, let's get another one of these Silversides on there. Want the pink, see if that matters. Silverside on a Yellowtail Jig. Man, there's a lot of fish here. In the bite. Yep. Feels better. I don't know. Still a little guy. Man, they're inhaling these hooks. It doesn't usually happen. Probably ought to redo these and put some more weight on, maybe. Should have brought some bacon. There again, you get something that works, you never keep doing it, you know. I'm using one of your balls. I haven't used the whatever these things are that we don't know. A heart, a brain, something that's in the chum. Uh-oh. This is something. This might be a mutton the way that's shaking. What is it? Oh, that's a big yellowtail. This might be my personal best, Ron. I'll get the net on this one. I don't want that to snap off. Oh, got him. Look at that. I don't know if that's a flag, but that is a nice yellowtail. When you're a weekend fisherman kind of guy. Look at that beast. That is a nice yellowtail.
On there the whole time.
16. 16. Wait, maybe I cheated. Hold on. Nope, 16. That's a good one. Open that box.
Hell yeah. Sometime now. Jeez.
He like chipped the whole boat. Hey, thanks for sticking around watching my video. We put together a little bit of tips and tricks on Chum and Chum devices, bait, tackle, how we rig to go yellowtail fishing in the Florida Keys. So I hope some of these tips and tricks will help you get on some big, nice yellowtail. And as always, I really would appreciate a like, subscribe, and click that notification bell, because I'm going to do one more of this 3-part series. The first one was about the Navionics relief shading, this one about bait and tackle, and the final one will be the hookups that we experienced with this particular setup. So as always, thank you very much.